I would like to express my concern about the commitment that the borough is making for the building that you're contemplating, largely because you propose that it's going to cost over $2 million. It's my understanding that there are only about 730 households that actually pay into our property taxes here in Blawnox, and I'm very concerned that such a burden on them, if you're not able to meet the cost of this, and you haven't explained how you're going to meet the cost of covering the building cost, would be a substantial burden for the community and may cost people their homes. And as you all know, if you can't pay your property taxes, you stand in danger of having your home sold to recoup the taxes. And I think that's a very serious kind of consequence for residents here. So I would just urge you to please at least let the public know some reassuring news about how you're going to pay for this building, that in the future it's not going to also raise the millage here, which is in the top 11 out of 130 different jurisdictions here in this county.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to make a comment on general matters?
Peggy Albright, 141st Street, Blawnox. I'd like to want to know how the rules in Blawnox seem to apply to some people and not to others. We had at one time a major problem with maybe not the current council, but the council, you Mr. Canvas, you Mayor Smith, about hedges being too high on Pine Street. Now there is an 8-foot fence, which is illegal, not allowed, and it's been put up and let go. Why are certain people allowed to do things and other people aren't? I want to know that, and I also want to know the building inspector, when I brought this to his attention and proof, he told me first it was a grandfathered fence, that it wasn't. I have a picture to prove it to him. He told me I was no longer allowed to talk to him. And being he's hired by the borough, I think you guys better have a talk to him, because I am a resident and I think that he has to talk to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to comment on any item of general matters? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Thomas Altman. I'm from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, 110 Danco Lane. I am founder and of Pennsylvania Freedom Allies. Part of our mission is to enable governments to govern well, essentially, and it seems that there is an elephant in the living room that most counties and local governments are not addressing. It's a well-known fact. If you look at any major investment firm, Warren Buffett, the people who know money, and I'm sure you all are aware of what's going on, there's a crisis coming. It's going to happen in 1 to 2 years. It's not real complicated to understand. The Chinese, we know the Chinese have been propping up the Federal Reserve note. They're in a 3-year plan, 1 year into a 3-year plan to stop propping it up. In fact, a little more than 1 year now, because I've been saying that for about 2 months. So, and the other issue is in past, when we've had large amounts of government money infused into the economy, what we're calling now stimulus bills, it takes approximately 2 years for that to have a negative effect on interest rates and the cost of goods. The value of the goods doesn't change, but if you print a lot of money, the value of the dollar that you're buying it with changes. The amount of stimulus money, if you will, that was printed this time is totally unprecedented. And this is not a party thing. This is a business issue. And in my home county, I'm going around, and since I happen to be here on behalf of Pennsylvania Freedom Allies so that we can make sure everything, well, we have a newsletter and we need to include some stuff in it from this meeting. But since I'm here anyway, I would encourage you, as a matter of public record, to begin to make a plan for when that happens. I'm not criticizing anything that you've done. My experience around Pennsylvania, everywhere in the Commonwealth, most people are just simply ignoring it. That could be devastating to your community if you aren't prepared when it hits.
Thank you for your comment. Anybody else wish to comment on general matters? Yes, sir.
Madam President, my name's Jim Barr. I live in Westview Borough. I noticed that your council president is absent. I've been coming to your meetings before, and it was brought up, and he got very perturbed that somebody brought up that he wasn't a resident. My question is there a policy? Does the council have a policy for number of meetings that are permitted to be missed before there is some type of procedure taken for, I don't know if the right word is discipline, but or removal of the council?
There is no policy. The policy is in state law, which is the borough code. As you can see, Mr. McNaughton is present by way of telephone conference, which is permitted under the law. But you're free to look at the borough code, and there's a section on that concerning unexcused absences from public meetings. Anybody else wish to comment? All right, I don't think we have any other comment.
Okay. With that being said, the meeting is adjourned. It's 6:50.